Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Hello, fellow game chefs. This is Axemmela, and welcome to another ingredient overview. Today I have decided to take on the humble orange and explain in detail 5 commonly asked questions about oranges to me, the variety of oranges, the anatomy of the orange, 5 recipes that use the orange, maybe some fun facts sprinkled here and there. Anyways, though, this thing is a very, very good flu buster. I decided to mention that. So if you have a flu, you might as well use it to get rid of what ails you. Anyways, though, let's begin with the 5 questions. Well, here we are at the 5 questions to answer. Number 1, how many parts of the orange are able to be used in cooking? Well, here's my question here. Well, there are various parts of the orange that are usable in everyday cuisine. There is, for example, the juice, which can be drunk in its normal form, or added for acidity to any dish that needs the acidity. There's also the zest, aka the peel, which adds surprisingly large sums of flavor to any salad or cake. Finally, we have the orange flesh itself, which contains most of the healthy fiber and the juices of the orange. You can use an orange slice as garnish or in a soup or stew or even on top of a cake. Question number 2. Do oranges have use in both savory and sweet cooking? Oranges are one of those ingredients, as are many other fruits and vegetables out there in the world, that can be used in both of the mentioned dish styles. The zest is more commonly used in desserts to add flavor, while the juice is used in drinks or incorporated into salads via salad dressing. Number 3. What are the important nutrients of an orange? Well, this question's easy to answer if you were taught about food in health class as I was, but for those of you who don't know what food even is, oranges are packed with vitamin C, which helps boost your immune system, potassium, I don't know what that does, and dietary fibers, which, yeah. Goes in one end, comes out the other. Look those up if you don't know what they are. I've given a good enough description, I think. Question number 4, where does the world's orange supply come from? The orange in front of us is a mandarin orange, as you can see here, which they come from China, commonly at this time of year from which I'm recording. They also grew commonly in the U.S., particularly Florida and California due to their climates. I'm talking about oranges in themselves. Don't be surprised if they come from Brazil, though, since the stats were produced in 2013, Brazil produced roughly 35.5 million tons of oranges a year, which is a lot, and could probably fill up 2 of my houses. Number 5. What other fruits are citrus, like oranges? Technically, this isn't really a question about oranges per se, but I felt like I had to talk about this just in case. Anyways, though, there is lemons, which are very, very tart, and the juice is very, very acidic. Don't get it in your eyes. Limes, which are green and have a almost sour kind of feel to them, but they had a nice freshness to fruit. Grapefruits, which aren't grapes at all. I haven't eaten one before, so I don't know much about it. Tangerines, which is a type of orange, but they're a little bit, I think they're the size of this, since this is actually not your average size of orange that you will find on a regular basis. Then there's clementines, which are a crossover between the humble mandarin orange and sweet oranges, and they were created a long time ago. Anyways, though, on to the variety of oranges. A chocolate-dipped orange peel is able to actually mask most of the flavor of pith. There are many, many different kinds of oranges, but I'm only going to describe 3 of them because there's probably tens of hundreds there's just tons. The first one I'll mention, though, obviously, is the mandarin orange here, which is produced in China over just before Halloween and until just after Christmas, and which is probably the good time to release them since they're full of vitamin C, and therefore sales are better because of their vitamin C content than the orange would have. The next type I will talk about is called a blood orange. Don't worry, there's no blood, but the reason it's called that is because unlike normal oranges with their orange flesh, blood oranges have a red flesh, hence the name of it. The final orange I'll mention in full detail is the Cara. I think that's how you pronounce it. It has a C at the start of both of those, which looks like a normal orange on the exterior, but actually has a pink flesh and tastes slightly bitter in comparison to the other oranges. But now, if you'll excuse me, I must go peel this orange. Okay, now it's done. Anyways, obviously the first thing you'll see with an orange is the peel, which you can't really see at the moment because, the peel's gone. But that's where the zest comes from. It actually contains a very massive amount of the nutrients that you get from an orange. So use the peel if you are able to, like dipping it in chocolate or something. The next part, though, is the pith, which you can still see a little bit. Like, there's some, like, all around, like, there's lots of white stuff, and that would be the pith. The pith is this disgusting, bitter white layer just below the peel that is the bane of every orange lover's existence. It is the reason why you have to be careful when you're zesting, because if you get pith in your zest, it'll basically it basically gives you a screw you and then destroys the flavor of your zest. But then going inside the actual flesh part here, you got the flesh, which isn't anything too special. It's just the flesh. But as you can see, though, the flesh is where all the juice comes from. So if I squeeze this hard enough, juice would come out of it. And it also contains most of the vitamin C and a very, very large amount of the fiber. And in my opinion, is the most delicious part of it. Well, but then finally, we actually have the seeds in the center, which you might be able to see, you might not be able to. The type of mandarin orange I have is seedless, but in your orange, there's going to be seeds. Try not to eat them, but it's not really much of a big deal. If you do eat them, you can also probably find a use for them, but whatever, you do you can eat if you want to. I guess anyways, though, next we have 5 recipes which use oranges. Did you know that oranges are actually just modified berries? Well, here we go. 5 recipes which use oranges. I'll try to include as many of savory and sweet dishes as I can. The first and most obvious one is a mixed fruit salad. The sweetness of most oranges and the variety of parts you can use from the orange means that you could use it as a garnish, a salad dressing, or even as a component with like the mixed fruits. There might even be a fruit in the mixed fruits. Number 2 is orange fennel sauce. I've heard that this is really, really good on salmon, but I've never actually had salmon before, so I wouldn't know how it would work. But orange can be used in salad dressing, so why can't it be used in sauces? The licorice flavor of the fennel works well with the natural sweetness of the oranges. I haven't had the sauce myself, but I've heard about it. Number 3 is a chocolate orange tort. Chocolate and oranges are a long-time classic, and oranges are easy to incorporate into desserts in basically every way, so this entry is really no surprise and doesn't require an explanation in my head. Number 4 is orange ice cream. When making ice cream, you could just add orange juice to the mixture and voila, you have orange ice cream, which tastes very nice on a hot summer day. Oranges, you could probably incorporate into a milkshake, although I don't really hear about that all that much. Number 5 is not really a recipe, but more like a combo, which is oranges and chicken. Oranges and chicken are a common pairing in the savory world, so they obviously deserve a mention here. The acidity and the sweetness of most oranges are godly when paired with the blank canvas that is the chicken without any seasoning added to it. Anyways, though, guys, that would have to do it for my video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that you share my video to your friends and subscribe. And look at some of my other underrated work, because I don't get many views and it's sad. It gives me depression. This may be longer than the average ingredient overview, but that's okay. I just ended up taking a little bit too long on the questions. Anyways, though, guys, this has been Axemmela. Goodbye!